Carly, have you ever heard of Horus and Set?
I've heard a little bit about them.
Nice. We have a story here. I like to call it Horus and Set's sperm lettuce story.
What?
Let's
get into it.
Start.
Because I have no clue.
So this story came from a book called the Cahun Papyri, I think it's pronounced.
That one.
Dating back to the Middle Kingdom.
What's the Middle Kingdom?
The one in the middle of the left and right kingdoms. And this kind of carries on from the story of Set killing Osiris, who is Isis's husband and Horus's daddy.
Daddy is... go with father.
The father. So Set is kind of Horus's uncle. Set was quite jealous of Horus. He's also spelt Seth as well. Like in any sort of like mythology, he's spelt Seth. I think it's pronounced Set still though. I'm going to call him Set, if you're okay with that.
No, I'm not okay with that. I want him to be Seth.
Okay, we'll call him Seth. Set was quite jealous of Horus for being a lot younger and more popular than him. So Set he's kind of a psycho. He did kill Osiris, and he really wants this throne of Egypt, right? So Set's kind of mission was to chase away or kill Horus, right? Get him out of the picture, and then problem solved. Set has the throne.
Sounds easy.
Yeah, exactly. But he fails a lot. So his plan is to humiliate Horus, right? Everyone's going to see that if Horus is being humiliated, no one's going to want him on the throne, right? The best way to do this, according to Set, is to invite Horus to a party and convincing him to drink and drink and drink until he is completely drunk, and Set then can rape Horus.
What? Hold on.
What?
What?
This is just kind of the natural progression, isn't it?
How?
You have an enemy, so the idea is to get them drunk.
When did we move from killing to raping? They're very different things with different motives.
I mean, he's his nephew. It's fine.
Oh, okay.
So Set tries to seduce him to sleep overnight in the same bed together, and then obviously rapes him. As another source says, but during the night, Set caused his phallus to become stiff and inserted it between Horus's thighs, which I think is a lot better of a description than rapes him.
Oh my god. Why does it need to be so graphic? I think I understood it before that. Is Horus male or female?
Horus is male. However, in Egypt, it sounds like there's not really... Gender doesn't really matter, it seems like. But we'll get to that because...
But how does the rape... Because...
No. Right, okay.
In between the thighs is what the source said.
Listen, it gets so much weirder.
That's not reassuring me, Danny.
However, okay, so what Set knows now, he's just got his drunk nephew to have sex with him, right? Oh, well, okay, no, he hasn't got him to have sex with him, he just raped him.
Sounds like he was passed out and he just stuck his dick between his thighs, but go on.
That's correct. However, Horus is devious. He tricked Set. He wasn't drunk at all. He was never drunk. Plot twist. He was never drunk. He knew exactly what was going on. And instead of letting Set's semen within his own body, he catches the semen with his hands between his thighs and he hides it from Set. He just hides it in his hands. Okay?
Yes, nothing. It's dripping. Why are you... No. Just go back to sleep. Why? Also, why were you cupping your hand underneath? No relation.
I'm drunk, promise. So, the next morning, Horus runs to his mother, who is Isis, to basically tell her what Set had done to him.
Is he still holding the semen?
Yeah. Yes. According to this source, basically just runs to his mother and shows her the semen, right? However, There's another source that says that he actually throws the semen in the river. But another source says Isis chops off his hands. Chops his hands clean off after seeing Set's semen within them.
I'm not sure which of those three is worse.
I mean, it's not the river. Isis is completely full of anger at this, right?
You said completely full of, and my brain went in a different direction, but carry on.
I don't blame you. This is a fucked up story. So the kind of, again, natural progression. His mother, Isis, told him to told Horus to masturbate.
What? Why?
And use his semen to lubricate Set's favourite food, which is, of course, Egyptian lettuce. Who doesn't love a bit of Egyptian lettuce? Is that a weird food to have as your favourite food? Whose favourite food is lettuce? Have you ever asked someone, what's your favourite food? Lettuce.
I'm just imagining him sitting there with like a ball of lettuce. This is a good lettuce.
But this was also known in another source. Isis knew that this was Set's favourite food because his gardener, he has a gardener, Set's gardener told her.
I want Set's gardener to be added to SMITE. No name, just called Set's gardener.
But oblivious, Set eats this semen-covered lettuce. Obviously, not noticing any sort of difference in the taste. Because why would you?
I just thought of the image of just like Horus running from the party home, carrying semen in his hands, and then having to run back again with different semen in his hands.
In one source, this semen-filled lettuce actually makes Set, and this is where the gender bit comes in, makes Set pregnant.
Oh god, I was so scared you were going to say that.
Okay, bear with me.
That's not how pregnancy works. Even if we assume Set's had a gender change, you don't ingest semen on a lettuce. He didn't notice that the lettuce was slightly saltier than usual and asked for a different lettuce.
But don't worry, it gets weirder.
Oh, good. Does he give birth to a lettuce?
after Set... Oh, right. Set kind of moves on with his life, and his mission was to, get Horus to have homosexual intercourse, and then basically
because he wants the throne.
And basically the idea was to go to the divine judges and say, Horus did this terrible thing, and then he'd be like banished or something, and then Set would get the throne, right? So he did just that. Set went to the divine judges. So at first the divine judges swear at Horus, but when Thoth is here, the scribe of the court, he calls for Set's semen to emerge from the body of Horus. Okay, so the idea is Set has said, Horus has my semen inside of him, and then Thoth's like, well, the semen inside of Horus, show yourself, okay? But he hasn't got any semen inside of him because he caught it in his hands, right? He doesn't have it inside of him anymore.
It's all coming together now.
Right. Another source, actually, I'll read this out. The semen never comes out of Horus because he hasn't got any semen in him. But then Horus says to the divine judges what happened to Set, about the fact that Set's actually got some of Horus' semen inside of him, right? Now Horus is going to flip the situation, and he's just going to like call out Set. He's going to be like, look, shit, Set's got semen inside of him.
Why is being raped a criminal offence in the society?
Yeah.
Why? Talk about a victim blaming. Like,
let's not think about that too much. Let's not think about a lot of this too much, really.
these are the same people that built the fucking pyramids. How do you build the pyramids that were the tallest man-made structure for like millennia, and make this and think it actually makes sense? None of it makes sense. I'm so confused that my voice has gone higher.
Wow, permanently.
Yeah.
So I'll read this out from a quote from the book. I'll get what the book actually is called. It's called Papyrus Chester Beatty 1. So it says this: Horus then took an oath by God as follows: all that Set has said is false. Let Set's semen be summoned, that we may see from where it answers, and my own be summoned, that we may see from where it answers. Okay, so in this story, he threw it in the river, and so when Set's semen was kind of called forth, it was actually in the river. Okay, then Thoth, Lord of Script and Scribe of Truth, put his hand on Horus's shoulder and said, "Come out, you semen of Set." And it answered him from the water in the interior of the marsh. And then Set's just like, what? It's not inside of him. Thoth put his hand on Set's shoulder and said, "Come out, you semen of Horus." Then it said to him, "Where shall I come from?" This is the semen talking. Thoth said to it, "Come out from his ear." Thereupon it said to him, "Is it from his ear that I should issue forth, seeing that I am divine seed?" Then Thoth said to it, "Come out from the top of his head." Okay? And it emerged as a golden solar disc upon Set's head.
Why didn't SMITE incorporate Thoth's semen charming powers?
Yeah.
How is Thoth suddenly like the Pied Piper of fucking cum?
Maybe that's what he shoots out for his ult. You feel about that?
He called forth the semen from the gods on the battlefield. Plus 20% magical damage for each male god on your team.
Oh no. Okay, so it emerged as a golden solar disc upon Set's head. Set became exceedingly furious and extended his hands to seize the golden solar disc. Thoth took it away from him and placed it as a crown upon his own head. Right? In some of the stories, it was at this point that Set took an oath and said that he shall not be awarded the office. In others, he was forced to not take the office. He was told that he couldn't, and Horus took it instead. And in another source, which I thought was quite nice, the natural progression from all of this to decide who gets the throne is to have a boat race.
They were just too confused by all the semen that was flying everywhere and just, fuck it, race on the river. Okay.
Hopefully it's not the same river that his sperm is in. But the idea is that these boats were going to be both made out of stone, right? But Horus actually had a wooden boat. Okay, he cheated. He had a wooden boat that he painted to make look like stone, right? Horus is a cheater, and obviously Set's boat didn't get very far as it was made of stone. But as Horus's was made of wood, he got very far. So obviously Horus won this boat race, and then Horus was given the throne.
Cheaters prosper in Egyptian culture.
There you go, kids.
I love that. Then again, no, do not think into the morals of this story at all. This is not a good bedtime story to tell your children.
And that is the story of Horus, Set, and the sperm lettuce. Right, well then that's it. Thanks. If you have any other kind of stories that you know from lore that you'd like us to look into and talk about, please do. Like, I do have a few, but it'd be good to see what other people want to hear about. Also, at some point soon on the channel, we will be discussing the debate of introducing new pantheons versus filling existing pantheons. And we want to know what you lot think about the situation as well. So if you do have your own opinions on this matter, then do feel free to leave them in the comments of this video, or tweet us at NomNetworkYT.
Yeah, and let us know what the worst part of this video was for you.
Oh god.
At which point you just, like, ran out the window. Let us know when that was.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Take care.
Bye-bye. What the fuck was that?